There's no such thing as an original story anymore. I hate to break it to you guys, but I'm pretty sure there were books about little wizard children way before you ever met Harry and his pals. So does this mean we should stop telling stories because whatever part of ourselves we pour onto a page will never truly be unique? No, that just means there's more fodder for the critics to sit behind their keyboards type shouting, "This is derivative," to make creative people feel like dirt, and they themselves feel like they're actually contributing something to society. In other words, hey creative people, keep doing your thing. But that's the world we live in, and you have to give Ernest Cline credit for taking derivative and running, nay, sprinting with it. He went the opposite direction and wrote a whole novel with more pop culture references than an entire season of Psych. Ready Player One would not exist without other people's art, and I actually think that's kind of cool. I read Ready Player One in preparation for the movie, and first of all, I would like to make a blanket statement about both. This is one of those fun stories. Check the logic side of your brain at the door, grab the popcorn, and let's suspend a little reality, folks. Basically, this is a story for a very specific, nerdy gamer audience, and if you hate everything about it, then it's not for you. If you can't get behind the idea that the fate of the entire free world is going to be left in the hands of whoever's really good at video games, then go sit with the group of people who say things like, "And then we're supposed to believe that he dresses up like a bat and fights crime." Quick side note, I have not read any reviews for either the book or the movie on purpose. These are just my own opinions, and I have no idea if they are shared by others. All right, the book. Honestly, I was not a huge fan of the book. Yes, the concept is killer, I love it, but while I understand that pop culture references are the foundation of this whole thing, come on! I mean, it was way too much and way too over-explained. It's one thing to drop in a D&D reference followed by an Atari reference followed by 5 80s movie references, but then to follow each one of those up with a paragraph explaining each reference, wow, it was a little much. It's like trying to go to lunch with that one friend we all have who's a massive know-it-all, and you're just like, okay, yes, I understand why Firefly shouldn't have been canceled, but stop the diatribe so I can enjoy my steak fries. We're at Red Robin in this scenario. And maybe that leads to the biggest disappointment of the story itself. Knowledge of pop culture shouldn't be this medal of honor that shows the world I love stuff more than you do. We align ourselves with particular books, movies, comics, games, anything, because in a weird way we learn something about ourselves, and that's fascinating. It helps us characterize our self-image. It's like, I like this thing, but that guy doesn't, so that must mean I'm different than him in some way. It feels like all we're ever trying to do is figure out how our own brains work. But anyway, the biggest disappointment is that I still don't feel like Wade Watts found himself in the crevices of his mental pop culture library. He becomes the hero because he's so good at mimicking someone else's personal taste. So then, who is Wade? What is his identity outside of being a really loyal fanboy? Oh, and I also felt like the dialogue was a mess. I have never heard another human say the word flibberty-gibbet outside of the Sound of Music soundtrack, and Artemis said it like 3 times. Alright, movie! Folks, I do believe we have an instance of the movie being better than the book. Woo! And I'm not just happy about that because I have a secret passion to punch anyone who utters the phrase, I thought the book was better than the movie, in the mouth. Oh, I'm sorry, you thought your own imagination was better than someone else's imagination? Your unbiasedness shocks me. It's kind of a dick thing to say, but I stand by it. This concept is so visual that naturally a movie would be better than words on a page. Spielberg did his thing and not only brought this concept to life, but improved upon it, with what I thought were pretty fantastic story changes. Now, I am not gonna get into all the differences between the book and the movie because it would take forever. They're radically different. In fact, I didn't even give you a synopsis of what this movie's about. You have the internet, go do it yourself. But thank God they utilized the Iron Giant. That big friendly mech is mentioned like once or twice in the book, but never comes to life. And in the movie, he's just wrecking face on the battlefield in all his Brad Bird glory. I do love me a movie that ends in just like an all-out crazy war. We're not gonna take it! And the Shining part, I loved it. I was wondering which cult movie they were gonna throw us into, and I thought that was a great choice. The casting was great. Halliday and Morrow, I thought those guys did an awesome job. Artemis, okay, this is totally a personal opinion, and you don't have to agree with me, but I thought Samantha was way too pretty. I know, it's a Hollywood blockbuster and all the stars have to be beautiful, but it kind of takes away from that I love you no matter what you look like moment when the girl you're saying it to is gorgeous. But whatever. King Kong was a great addition. The best line in the movie was, "Ninjas don't hug!" And all in all, I thought both the film and the book were awesome love letters to the nerds of the world. Or maybe I'm wrong and everyone disagrees with me. I don't know. Why don't you tell me by leaving a comment below or tweeting at me at Lisa Foils. Hit me up on Facebook at facebook.com/LisaFoilsOfficial. I'm Lisa Foils on Instagram. You guys know that. Thanks for letting me rant. I usually don't review movies and games. I kind of just keep my opinions to myself, but I had too many thoughts about this one. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna give some bold advice. I think that you should see the movie before you read the book. Kind of in general, actually. Okay, maybe that's a whole different video. All right, bye! Whoa, everything's pixely. See, that's how committed to my art I am. I changed everything just for this video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hey, be cool and subscribe.